guys, and welcome to a new Dawn. I am Dawn, and today's episode is just an intermission. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. Thank you for being patient with me. I am so very grateful for everyone who supports me and encourages me to continue to share my journey. And if this is your first time here, welcome. Hopefully you have an opportunity to view my previous videos and you'll stay tuned in. Today I am going to do a makeup look. So here is the final look, but I will show you guys kind of what I did start to finish as we talk about kind of what's been going on, how my summer's been going. So with that being said, let's get into it. Okay, so first things first, I moved, yay. I'm all settled into my new place, so I'm very, very, very excited about that. Moving is a lot, y'all, and this time I moved with a toddler, so it was a lot of work. But totally worth it. I definitely outgrew my previous space and needed some additional space. We moved into an even nicer area than I was previously in, and I have enough space for my family to grow, so that's always exciting. Number two, so speaking of family, I have been fostering my son since he was 2 days old, and the goal has, for me, the end game has always been adoption, right? With fostering, the idea is to reunify the children with their birth families if possible. And in my particular situation, reunification was not possible. And typically what happens is the birth families are given a specific amount of time. In my state, it's 1 year to work a case plan that is mandated by a judge in Job and Family Services. And it is essentially the things that the birth family is required to do to reunify with their children, right? To prove to the courts that they are fit to get their child or children back. And again, in my particular situation, reunification was not possible. It's unfortunate for the birth family, but for me and my family, it's very fortunate, right? Having a child is something that I prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed on. And I knew when I got my son that this was the plan that God had for me all along. So, just because of the circumstances of how he went into temporary custody, in the first place, I really prayed that he would not have to go back to his birth family, because it just would not be a good situation. But I kind of always knew that that was an option. Well, over the summer, he was actually placed into permanent custody of the state, which means that he is not going back to his birth family, and he is now eligible to adopt. So because I have been fostering him since birth, I'm the only family or parent that he knows. I kind of get the first option, kind of priority, if you will. And they've asked me long before this summer, was I interested in adopting him? And my answer has always been yes. So they do have to do what is called a matching process. And it's just kind of the legal steps that need to be done in order to adopt. But we are right there. And once he's matched with me, there's just, what is my understanding, there is a ton of paperwork that needs to be completed. And essentially, there's a court date that's set, and then things will be final. So it is a process. The caseworkers have told me that hopefully it shouldn't take any more than about 4 months. So all prayers up. The adoption will be final before the end of the year, and I will officially, on paper, be his forever mom. So that's been really exciting. The other thing, and that actually was a really major highlight of my summer, to be quite honest. But the other thing that's kind of been going on with me this summer is I had my second knee replacement surgery. So last year in September, I had the left knee done. And this year in July, I had the right knee done. And let me tell you, I don't have any regrets. But baby, I don't wish this on anybody. And, I say that because it's a tough surgery. Any surgery is tough, but yeah, knee replacement, that's a tough one to go through. And the physical therapy is really challenging. Every knee is different. Every surgery is different. So even though I had one done before, I kind of knew what to expect, but there were definitely some things that were different about this surgery and the recovery that made this go around a little more challenging for me. And some of the things that I mean by that are, when you have knee replacement surgery, number one, lesson learned. One thing that I did last year that I didn't do this year, and I regret it. It bit me in the butt. Last year, I kind of prepared a little bit by making sure I worked out. I was actually doing water aerobics prior to my surgery to help strengthen my legs and my knees. And this year, I just got so busy with moving and work and preparing to be off of work and taking care of my toddler that I didn't have an opportunity to work out like I wanted to, and I paid for it afterwards. My legs weren't as strong as I needed them to be, and it really made the recovery a little more challenging. The other thing is, because I had some weakness in my legs, it was tough for me to walk after surgery. And if you've had knee replacement surgery before, or if you're planning on having knee replacement surgery, I will tell you the physical therapy is intense, but they started almost immediately. So I had my surgery on a Tuesday, and by Thursday, you're in physical therapy. They want you to walk right away. So immediately after surgery, you're up and walking really as soon as the anesthesias wore off. They kind of teach you how to go up and down the steps before you leave the hospital. And then, of course, like with any other surgery, they want you to be able to use the bathroom before you leave the hospital. One thing that happened while I was in the hospital, and I had a nerve block, I needed to use the bathroom probably before I was ready to get up, and I had a hard time getting up. My knees actually buckled in the hospital, and to be honest, guys, it made me really nervous. My biggest fear was because, really, the left knee is still recovering. My biggest fear was that I would have trouble walking, and when my knees buckled after recovery, it really kind of shot my confidence. Actually, when I came home, I fell coming into the house, and it was so scary and painful, and it took me down another notch, right? Day one of physical therapy was really tough, but it kicked my butt in gear, because the thing that I was afraid of was not being able to walk. The thing that motivated me the most to get my butt moving and do what I needed to do to strengthen my legs as quickly as possible is that I have a toddler. And I knew that he was PC'd, which meant that he was eligible to adopt, which means that he will be my son forever. And he was the motivating factor for me to really kick my butt in gear. I am still in recovery, actually. It is a very long process. And to be honest, they say give it a year before you really feel like 100% again. So I'm still working on that. It's a tough road. It's a lot of pain. It is very hard to manage the pain, and it's very hard to do your therapy through the pain. But it's so important to do that. So if you're planning for surgery, keep that in mind. Do what the doctors tell you. Do what your physical therapist tell you, because they know what they're talking about. So again, I'm still kind of working through all of that. And I didn't have very much time away from work. So I'm already back on the clock, and I work from home. So it's very important and crucial that I make sure I get up every day, and keep myself moving. So that's kind of what's been happening this summer. The other thing I just wanted to briefly talk about is what's on the horizon. I have more videos coming soon, and I really want to share some experiences, maybe some more details with you guys. But I also wanted to kind of start a new series called Have a Drink With Me. And in that series, I want to get some of you guys' questions. So what is it that you want to know? What do you want to hear about? What do you want me to go into more detail about? And literally, it can be anything from surgery, DV, moving, fostering, adopting, anything you guys could think of, becoming a new mom, over 40, choosing to be a single parent, any of those things. So like I said, let me know, hit me up. This is just a quick intermission just to let y'all know what's been going on. And yeah, I'm ready to see what the rest of the year brings. Oh, and I forgot to mention, my son's birth mother is expecting, and the caseworker has already asked if I would be interested in taking his sibling. And of course, my answer was yes. So everyone thinks I'm crazy, and I might just be. I am well into my 40s, and I have had 3 surgeries in the last 2 years. Having these little ones is a young woman's game. But if it is the Lord's will, I am praying that I'm ready, because my son will have a sibling, and I may have a newborn come the new year. So that is the other thing I am planning for the next few months, is to prepare my home for a newborn. All right, guys, so here's the final look. Let me know your thoughts about kind of what your summer has looked like. I'm excited for what is to come. It has definitely been a journey, but hey, here we are, a journey to a new dawn. So thank y'all for tuning in. As always, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and share. And let me know down below, what do you guys want to hear next? What have you been up to all summer? What do you have planned for the fall? Is it anything you're looking forward to in 2025? I'd love to hear it. chat with me. Thank you guys again. I appreciate you guys so much, and I look forward to seeing y'all next time. Bye.